Today I'm going to share with you 7 things that I wish I knew in my 20s. If I knew these in my 20s, then I probably would have been further along than where I am now. I'd probably be a better man and I might even be happier. So I'm going to give you all the different things that I wish I knew in my 20s. Starting with this: don't suffer imagined troubles. So many of us have a habit of overplaying or overthinking things that are probably never going to happen. Did you know that 90% of things that people think are going to happen never actually come true? I spent so much time in my early 20s worrying or overthinking about things that might happen, only for them not to happen. Not only is that time wasted on things that I could have been doing differently, but so much energy wasted. My mindset was all over the place. So don't worry about things that probably aren't going to happen. Don't be overheard complaining, not even to yourself. I think Marcus Aurelius said that. Life is hard. Life is going to bring its struggles, but actually the things that you do in your 20s are going to make you the person that you are in your 30s, the 40s, the 50s, and so on and so on. That is what is going to build a life. So actually, if you're somebody that is negative to be around, or you're always complaining about things that are happening to you, saying, why me, this isn't fair, why does this happen to me? It isn't good for the mind, it isn't good for the spirit, and it isn't going to help you in the long run. So if you can conquer that little thing and not moan about anything that's happening to you, then you're going to be okay. Don't compare yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of all joy. Everybody is walking a different path. I was in a situation recently where I was surrounded by people of different ages and different abilities and different wealth. And I think one thing that I really took away was we're all at different miles. Think of it like a marathon. You could be 21, but you could also be 10 miles ahead of somebody that's 41. But actually, by comparing yourself to others, you're either going to get egotistical and get too confident, or if it's the other way around, you're putting other people on a pedestal, you're comparing yourself to others, you're putting yourself through harm and through trauma. But for what? Of course everybody's different. Everybody's living a totally different life. So one of the biggest pieces of advice I can give you is don't compare yourself to others, ever. Another one is don't talk more than you listen. You've got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. I thought when I was younger I had the gift of the gab and I could talk to anybody about anything and that would make people like me. Turns out nobody likes a know-it-all. Actually sitting back and getting to know people. In order to be interesting, you have to be interested. So be curious, go through life, ask questions, get to know people. I spent so much time in my 20s meeting people that I didn't deem interesting or exciting enough, but that was a stereotype. I judged a book by its cover. Actually get to know people, because everybody's lived a fascinating life, and if you ask the right questions you'll extract the right information. 2 ears, 1 mouth. The next one is you mess up, so don't judge others. It's very easy to have a bias where you think everything that you do is amazing but actually everybody else is clumsy or lazy. We all mess up. We're all human, we're all going to make mistakes. If you're listening to this right now, you might have fallen out with somebody, you might be holding a grudge, you might be really mad at somebody, but actually you're just holding on to a hot piece of coal. Let that coal go. Like, you don't need to hold on to that hate or that envy or that feeling of detest. We all mess up, we all make mistakes. Move on, get over it. Don't overindulge. Life is about balance. As a 20-something-year-old, I spent most of my time drinking and eating kebabs. Life is about balance. It's not to say give up alcohol now and never eat a kebab, but actually doing it every day of the week isn't good. You've got to find your balance in life, what works for you, what is powerful, what is going to help you get to where you want to be in life. So find a routine and stick to it. And the final one is death. I wish I knew this in my 20s that I was going to die. And you might be laughing and think, well, everybody knows that they're going to die, but actually truly know that I was going to die. They say every man has 2 lives, and the second one begins when you realise you've only got 1. I wish I'd understood that life wasn't that long and life is actually short. We waste lots of it. So if you're 20 and you're thinking you've got all the time in the world, yeah, maybe, you might have decades left, but actually we don't know if tomorrow is promised. So if you're sat on something that you want to do but you're scared to do it, or you've got big dreams and big aspirations, go out, do them, achieve them, because life is short and we never know what tomorrow's going to bring. That is a list of things that I wish that I knew in my 20s. If I knew them in my 20s, I'd probably be a better man today. But in my 30s, it's never too late to learn.